Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to calculate your rating using Microsoft Excel. Google Sheets would work as well. Hopefully it's easy to follow along and you find it helpful. So today's subject is the star of the channel. We're not going to discuss his recent rating drop and instead just go down to ratings detail. So this will show you all of the rated rounds you've ever played. You'll notice down here all of these are grayed out until you get up near the top. It all boils down to these columns here. So evaluated, did the PDGA evaluate the round for your current rating? And then more importantly, did the PDGA include the round for your current rating? So if you see yes in the included column, then that means that round is currently impacting your player rating. Now scrolling down, you eventually see this cutoff. Once you've been playing for a certain amount of time, or more importantly, you've played a certain number of rounds, the PDGA will only look at your last 12 months of play. So it's currently August 2023. The PDGA is not going to consider any of Craig's events or rounds prior to August 2022. That's why you see this cutoff here with June being tossed out, but September being included. If you've not played many events, I would encourage you to check out the PDGA Rating System Guide, which actually walks you through how the PDGA handles instances where someone hasn't played many rounds. And they'll actually sometimes go back further than a year to come up with your rating. So if that applies, just check it out. It is helpful. The only other thing I'll mention here before we export the data is sometimes you will see evaluated yes, included no. And that really only happens if you shot a round 100 points below your rating or your average level of play, or 2.5 standard deviations below your average level of play. So Craig doesn't have any here. But the GOAT himself actually has two examples from back in June at the Estonian Open, where we see he shot a 962 and a 990. So both of these were 2.5 standard deviations below Paul McBeth's average level of play. So the PDGA evaluated and actually tossed them out. So going back to Craig's profile, if you see included no, whether it's because the round is outdated or because the PDGA tossed it out, just make sure you don't bring those over to Excel, or if you do, just filter them out because they will throw off your calculations if you're trying to make sure your numbers align with what the PDGA includes in their calculation. So just something to pay attention to. So copying this data, I'm just going to bring it all over, all of the yeses at least. So Control C. Control V. The only thing we need at this point is the rating. So I'm just going to remove these columns. And now I only brought over yeses, so no need to filter here, so delete. So now I will highlight this first row, right click, insert rows, rating, and then weight. So the PDGA doesn't do an equal weighting all the way down. They actually take the most recent 25% of rounds and double weights those. So for Craig, he has 21 rounds that are included in his rating calculation. The PDGA takes the 5 most recent, or 25% roughly, and will double weight these. So the way that we can kind of replicate this, like a very quick and easy way to do this in Excel, is I would just copy those that are going to be double weighted. Just put them at the bottom, and I'll even, just as a highlight, I'll actually highlight these and show you. So these are the original, and then these are the copies that we're using to get the double weight. So now we have what was 21 rounds has now turned into 26 rounds, but it will all work out. So equals 1 divided by the number of rounds, so that was 21, it's now 26 with the double weight. Enter. Now I'm going to, at the bottom right, you see this cursor, drag all the way down. There's our weights. To make sure everything adds up to 1 equals sum 1. It should, but just make sure you always want the total of the weights to be 1. And then last thing, you just do equals sum product. For the first array, just highlight all of your ratings. Don't include the header, just the ratings. Comma, include all of your weights. in parentheses, enter, and there's his rating. So what some product does is it's multiplying the rating times the weight, so it's multiplying across, and rather than having to do that manually, some product actually takes care of all of that. So it's a great formula, and it has helped us to arrive at his rating. So he's at a 932 as of the refresh this morning, and we see 931.92 rounded up. So that's how they arrived at his rating. Yeah, see where you stand, run through hypotheticals. You can pretty much achieve all of it with these simple formulas. Just make sure to get the double weight right. Otherwise, your calculations could be off. But yeah, hopefully you found that helpful. Let me know down below if you have any questions. And thanks for watching.